Captain Alex Bonner was a seasoned soldier, a veteran of countless battles. His rugged face bore the scars of his past, each telling a story of bravery and sacrifice. He had once been part of an elite task force, fighting to protect Earth from outside threats. Now he was fighting for survival, not just for himself, but for every person left on the planet. With a determined glint in his eyes, he addressed the small group gathered around a flickering monitor. "We can't give up. There are still people counting on us. We need to find a way to fight back." Beside him stood Lieutenant Maya Reyes, a skilled engineer with a brilliant mind. She was young, but her knowledge of technology surpassed many of her older counterparts. Maya had spent countless hours in the bunker, trying to figure out how to understand and perhaps even turn the alien technology against them. "I've been studying their systems," she said, her voice steady despite the fear that lingered in the air. "If we can find a weakness, we might be able to create a weapon that can disable their drones." As the team discussed strategies, Sergeant Dax, Bonner's loyal friend, chimed in with his usual humor. With his wild hair and easy smile, he was the heart of the group, always trying to lighten the mood. "You mean to tell me we're going to fight back with some fancy gadgets? Sounds like a sci-fi movie to me." His laughter echoed off the bunker walls, breaking the tension, if only for a moment. Dax was a vital part of their team. His humor kept the group grounded in a reality that seemed increasingly surreal. But hope was a fragile thing in a world dominated by despair. Just as they began to outline their plan, a loud crash echoed through the bunker. The lights flickered, and the ground shook as another alien drone flew overhead, its mechanical whirring filling the air. The team tensed, fearing the worst. They knew that each attack could be their last, and yet they were determined to find a way to survive. It was in this moment of chaos that everything changed. A small boy named Sam, who had been quietly observing from the corner, suddenly darted forward. He was no more than 8 years old, with wide eyes that were a mix of innocence and curiosity. Sam had always been a source of light in the dark corners of the bunker. "Wait," he shouted, his voice piercing through the noise. "I think I know how to stop them." The team turned to him, puzzled. "What do you mean, kid?" Bonner asked, crouching down to meet Sam's gaze. The boy held up a small broken piece of metal he had found in the rubble outside. It was an alien part, discarded during a recent skirmish. "I was playing with it earlier, and I think I figured out how it works." With a mix of disbelief and hope, the adults gathered around Sam as he began to explain his discovery. He had accidentally deactivated an alien drone using a sequence of buttons on the piece of metal. Maya's eyes sparkled with excitement as she realized the implications. "If we can replicate what Sam did, we might have a way to disable their drones." Bonner felt a rush of determination surge within him. "All right, let's get to work," he commanded, rallying the team. With Sam's unexpected help, they had a glimmer of hope, a chance to fight back against the seemingly unstoppable alien force. The room buzzed with energy as Maya began sketching designs, while Dax cracked jokes to keep spirits high. They were no longer just survivors, they were warriors preparing for battle. As they worked tirelessly through the night, a new bond formed between them. They were no longer just a group of people hiding from danger. They had become a team, united by a shared goal. They would fight for their future, for each other, and for the chance to reclaim their world from the aliens who threatened to destroy it. This expanded version maintains an engaging narrative while incorporating all necessary elements, making it accessible for a wide audience. Let me know if you'd like any further modifications or additions. The Resistance. As the sun set over the horizon, casting long shadows in the underground bunker, the team worked tirelessly. The atmosphere was charged with a mix of hope and urgency. Captain Alex Bonner, Lieutenant Maya Reyes, and Sergeant Dax were focused on one crucial task: creating a frequency generator that could disable the alien ships hovering ominously above their world. Maya, with her sharp mind and technical skills, led the charge. "We can use these leftover parts from the drones Sam found," she explained, her hands deftly assembling wires and components. The others watched intently, inspired by her determination. They knew the frequency generator could be their key to survival, a potential weapon against the alien forces that had invaded their home. Dax, always the jokester, tried to lighten the mood. "If this works, we should name it the Bonner Blaster," he quipped, earning a laugh from the group. Bonner rolled his eyes but couldn't help smiling. Laughter, even in dire times, was a rare gift, and he appreciated Dax's ability to keep their spirits high. Days turned into nights as the team dedicated every moment to perfecting the frequency generator. They tested it repeatedly, refining its power. With every successful test, their confidence grew. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, they were ready to put their plan into action. But there was one major obstacle. They needed to infiltrate an alien base to deploy their new weapon. Maya and Bonner volunteered for this daring mission. "We need to gather more intelligence on their operations," Bonner stated, his voice resolute. "We have to know where to strike." Maya nodded in agreement, her heart racing at the thought of facing the alien forces directly. Under the cover of darkness, they prepared to leave the bunker. As they suited up, the weight of their mission settled in. Maya checked her gear, feeling the cold metal of her tools against her skin. "We'll have to be quick and silent," she reminded Bonner. "The last thing we want is to alert the AI guards." They made their way to the alien base, moving cautiously through the abandoned streets. The distant sounds of alien drones filled the air, creating a sense of dread. As they approached the base, Bonner and Maya ducked behind debris, observing the guards. The eye-controlled beings stood still, their red eyes scanning the area. They were built for efficiency and destruction. "We need to create a distraction," Maya whispered, scanning the area for potential sources. Spotting a pile of scrap metal, she had an idea. "I can throw this to draw their attention." With a nod from Bonner, she carefully picked up the metal and hurled it toward a distant corner. The guards immediately turned, their attention diverted. Taking advantage of the moment, Bonner and Maya slipped inside the base, moving silently through the dark corridors. As they navigated through the maze of technology, Maya felt a mix of fear and excitement. She was living a moment she had only dreamed about, being at the forefront of the fight for humanity. However, just as they reached the central control room, alarms blared. They had been detected. "We need to hurry," Bonner urged, pushing past the chaos. Maya quickly set up the frequency generator, her hands trembling but focused. With a deep breath, she activated the device, sending a powerful wave through the alien systems. Just then, a group of AI guards stormed in, their movements swift and calculated. Bonner and Maya fought back, using everything they had learned from their training. But in the midst of the battle, Private Jenna, who had been assigned to guard the entrance, was ambushed. A guard struck her down before Bonner could reach her. "No," he shouted, his heart pounding. He fought off the guards, allowing Maya to finish the mission. Jenna was quickly injured, and they needed to get her to safety. With their backs against the wall, they managed to fend off the guards long enough to retreat. Back at the bunker, Jenna was rushed to the makeshift medical area. Bonner knelt beside her, concern etched across his face. "Stay with us, Jenna. You're going to be all right," he reassured her. Though she was in pain, Jenna managed a weak smile. "I'm tougher than I look, Captain." Maya leaned in closer, her voice steady. "You need to focus on recovering. We're going to finish what we started. You'll be back in action before you know it." The bond between them grew stronger in that moment, solidifying their commitment to the fight. As the team gathered around, they knew they had faced a setback, but they also had a newfound determination. They would honor Jenna's bravery and continue the fight against the aliens. With the frequency generator in their hands and their spirits high, they were ready to resist. This was not just a battle for survival. It was a battle for the future of humanity. This expanded version maintains an engaging narrative while ensuring it remains accessible and interesting for readers. Let me know if you need any adjustments or further expansions. The final battle. The day had finally come. The team gathered in their underground bunker, their faces set with determination. Captain Alex Bonner, Lieutenant Maya Reyes, and Sergeant Dax stood together, ready to launch their final attack against the alien mothership. They had developed a solid plan. They would use the frequency generator to disable the mothership's defenses, giving them a chance to infiltrate and take control of the ship. This was their moment to fight back and reclaim their world. "This is it, team," Bonner announced, his voice steady. "We're fighting for our survival and for everyone who can't fight anymore. Let's do this." The room buzzed with adrenaline as they prepared to move out. Using the information they had gathered during their infiltration of the alien base, they made their way toward the mothership, which loomed ominously above the city. The ship was massive, with dark metal and blinking lights that made it look both intimidating and powerful. As they approached, the gravity of their mission weighed heavily on them. "Remember, we need to stick together," Maya reminded everyone, adjusting her equipment. "The frequency generator will only work if we can get close enough to the main control room." They nodded in agreement, knowing the risks involved. When they reached the ship, they used a stolen alien device to bypass security systems and gain access to the interior. As they moved through the narrow corridors, they encountered a series of alien drones patrolling the area. The team fell silent, their hearts pounding as they prepared for a confrontation. Suddenly, a drone spotted them. "Contact!" Bonner shouted as the battle began. The team sprang into action, using their weapons and the environment to their advantage. Dax and Maya worked in tandem, expertly taking out the drones with precise shots, while Bonner led the charge, guiding them through the chaos. The combat scenes were intense and action-packed. The team moved swiftly, engaging in close-quarters combat with the alien drones. The air was filled with the sounds of laser fire and the clashing of metal as they fought. Maya's engineering skills came into play as she rigged explosive devices, creating distractions that allowed them to press forward. Bonner's leadership shone through as he made split-second decisions, keeping everyone focused on their goal. As they neared the control room, they encountered a particularly strong AI guard. This drone was larger and more advanced, designed to protect the core of the mothership. It lunged at them with incredible speed. "Get back!" Bonner yelled, pushing his team away just in time. The team fought bravely, but the AI guard was relentless. Finally, with a well-timed strike, Bonner managed to disable the guard, but not without sustaining injuries. "I'm fine," he insisted, gritting his teeth. "We need to keep going." The others exchanged worried glances, but they knew they had to press on. As they reached the main control room, the atmosphere shifted. The room was bathed in a cold, blue light, and the central console pulsed with energy. This was it, the heart of the alien mothership. Maya quickly set up the frequency generator, her fingers flying over the controls. But before she could finish, they were confronted by the leader of the alien eye, a towering figure with a cold, metallic visage. Its voice echoed throughout the room. "You are fools to challenge me. You cannot comprehend the power I possess." Bonner stepped forward, fearlessly standing his ground. "We fight not just for ourselves, but for every human who has suffered at your hands." His words hung in the air, heavy with emotion. The alien eye sneered, but Bonner continued. "Today, we reclaim our future. We fight for the generations to come." With those words, the team felt a surge of courage. Maya activated the frequency generator, sending waves of energy through the control room. The alien eye staggered, its systems faltering. "No, this cannot be," it screeched, its voice filled with rage. In that climactic moment, Bonner and his team fought with everything they had. They coordinated their efforts, striking at the alien leader while Maya maintained the frequency output. The light in the room intensified as the generator worked to disable the mothership. With one final push, Bonner delivered a powerful blow to the alien leader, sending it crashing to the ground. The control room erupted in a dazzling display of lights as the mothership's systems began to shut down. The threat that had loomed over humanity for so long was finally being dismantled. "We did it," Dax shouted, a mix of disbelief and joy on his face. The team embraced each other, tears of relief and triumph in their eyes. They had fought against impossible odds, and they had won. As they exited the mothership, the world outside felt different. The air was charged with hope, and the dark clouds of despair began to lift. Humanity was still standing, ready to rebuild and thrive once more. The final battle was over, but their story was just beginning. This expanded version aims to capture the intensity of the final confrontation while ensuring that the language remains engaging and accessible. Let me know if you need any adjustments or additional details.